What if one of the most terrifying sea monsters in history was still hiding beneath today's oceans? And the strangest part is that it might not even be hunting you. Imagine swimming at the beach. The water is calm. The sun is out. Then suddenly, lifeguards start screaming. People rush toward shore. You turn around and see something impossible. A long shadow glides beneath the surface. Then a neck rises from the water. Not a snake. Not a whale. Something far older. Meet Styxosaurus, a giant marine reptile that lived between 70 and 85 million years ago. And despite what many people think, it wasn't actually a dinosaur. It simply lived alongside them during the Age of Giants. But here's the strange part. This creature was enormous, nearly 10 meters long, heavier than a killer whale. Yet if you saw one today, you might completely underestimate it. Why? Because most of its massive body would stay hidden underwater. Only its small head and impossibly long neck would break the surface, making it look far smaller than it really was. And that's where things get weird. Its neck alone stretched roughly 5 meters. That's almost 3 times longer than a giraffe's neck. From a distance, people might mistake it for a floating log, or something much worse. But what was it actually doing? Waiting. Not for humans. For fish and squid. The dark waters would act like camouflage while the Styxosaurus silently drifted below. Then, without warning, strike. Its jaws snapped shut like a living trap. Sharp teeth interlocked perfectly, creating a cage no prey could escape. But that's not even the craziest part. Because the real horror didn't happen in its mouth. It happened after the prey disappeared. And what scientists discovered inside Styxosaurus fossils changes everything. Scientists uncovered something bizarre inside several Styxosaurus fossils. Hundreds of stones. Not one. Not 10. More than 200 rocks sitting inside its stomach. At first, researchers thought these stones helped the animal dive deeper underwater. But another explanation is far more disturbing. The rocks may have acted like a giant grinding machine. Here's why. Styxosaurus had excellent teeth for grabbing slippery prey, but terrible teeth for cutting meat. So instead of chewing, it swallowed animals whole, still alive. Then the stones inside its stomach would crush bones, scrape scales, and help break everything down. And this is where it gets weird. If Styxosaurus targeted a human, would you end up trapped inside that stone-filled nightmare? Probably not. Its head was surprisingly small for such a gigantic creature. The average adult human simply wouldn't fit inside its mouth. That's the good news. The bad news? It could still bite. And if you suddenly encountered one in the ocean, your survival instincts might actually make things worse. Most people would panic, splash wildly, thrash around. But those movements could trigger the creature's curiosity. What happens next changes everything. Your best chance might be doing the exact opposite. Stay calm. Appear larger. Look intimidating. Sound familiar? It's the same strategy often recommended during shark encounters. But here's the twist nobody expects. Even if Styxosaurus ignored you completely, it would face a much bigger problem. Because despite its terrifying appearance, this ancient reptile was never the king of the ocean. In fact, there were predators that hunted it. Predators powerful enough to turn this giant monster into lunch. And the creatures waiting for it today might be even worse. Most people assume a 10-meter sea reptile would dominate modern oceans. But the truth is almost the opposite. Styxosaurus wasn't the apex predator. Ancient sharks likely hunted it millions of years ago, and some scientists believe those predators may have contributed to its disappearance. Now imagine dropping Styxosaurus into today's oceans. Suddenly it faces great white sharks, orcas, competition for food, and an even bigger threat nobody talks about: temperature. During the Cretaceous period, ocean temperatures were dramatically warmer than they are today. For Styxosaurus, modern seas could feel shockingly cold. And that's where everything flips. The creature we fear might be struggling to survive from day one. But here's the strangest part of all. Its greatest enemy might not be sharks or killer whales. It might be us. Humans have hunted nearly every large animal we've encountered. And if Styxosaurus suddenly appeared tomorrow, how long before people tried catching one, studying one, or even eating one? As bizarre as it sounds, some experts compare reptile meat to a combination of fish and chicken-like textures, which raises a disturbing possibility. Would humanity see Styxosaurus as a monster or as a resource? And that's when the story changes completely. The terrifying beast hiding beneath the waves may not be the hunter. It may be the hunted. A creature that survived millions of years only to face the most adaptable predator on Earth. Us. But after everything we've learned, one question still remains. If a Styxosaurus surfaced off the coast tomorrow, would humanity protect it? Or repeat the same mistake that may have driven countless giants into extinction?